Excuse me. Hi, this is Laura Elizabeth Hazel May Witherspoon, and I want to talk about some things today that I really don't want to talk about, but I feel like I have to talk about, okay? In light of the situation and what's going on, because in truth, in fact, I really don't want to be involved, okay? Um, this is about the president and the current political situation and climate that we are going through right now as it stands currently. Um, I voted for the president. Okay. I also made political videos supporting the president and supporting Republicanism. I am still a Republican, but I am embarrassed, by the president's current actions with the administration and his choices and the things that he has been doing today. My embarrassment of him started with the inauguration. Because it seemed like they went in with a show of power and money. It was all about power and money instead of supporting the supporters about, hey, we won this, this big election. We had just overcome all this, and we got the president in there. He should have been turning the prestige back to the people that were voting for him, to the voters, to the people. They had just gotten out of these heated rallies. They had just won. And to me, it was actually the country's celebration because, not to say it wasn't theirs too, of course it was, but it should have been for them. But at any rate, we have been watching the president for the last 2 months since he got in, hoping to see better behavior. I would like to say that I feel like the president is on a rampage. I think he is negative. I think he is angry. And I think people need to take a good look at this. Okay. First of all, they went in there with Jesus in my videos with Jesus walking down the halls, with them making Jesus meetings every day. And now he's doing the total opposite of worshiping Jesus, which is to be nice, which is to be morally right and correct and wonderful, but he is actually going against people. I want to say that I know based on personal experience what he is doing. Okay. He is on a rampage. He is angry inside. He is negative. Some people think he is insane. And I agree with that. I don't know why he's insane. I don't know if it's because he's on drugs, if he has dementia, if he is mentally ill. I think somebody needs to give him a psychological evaluation to find out where his mind is at, what's going on in here. Now, since he got in office in less than 60 days, he has created a lot of destruction, not only in America, but is also trying to create destruction in the world. And I think people need to take a close look at that. He got in office and first kicked the immigrants out in the dead of winter. Women were on the streets with little babies, making fires. I watched the videos, making fires up against the Mexican border, trying to keep their babies warm, trying to keep their bodies warm. They didn't even supply, sit down. They didn't even supply facilities to keep these people warm on the way out of the country. Okay. His own wife is an immigrant, and yet he's against immigrants. He says that the immigrants are animals, or not people to him. Well, what is people to him? His behavior is an awful lot like Hitler's. I just watched videos on Hitler. I would ask everybody to start watching videos on Hitler and the Nazi camps and the extermination of Jews to see where he's going with all of this. It is crazy, okay? Now his latest thing is he wants to bomb the Arabs in the Israeli-Arab conflict. There is a conflict between the Arabs and the Jews simply because they don't try to get along. Earl Nightingale says, and he's a motivational speaker, if you don't plan to do something, you can't even go across here and touch the wall. You can't touch your finger to the wall without a plan. If they would plan for peace instead of planning for war, they would be able to start getting along in the world. God says in the Bible, "Come, let us reason together, saith the Lord." Come, let us reason together. People are very capable of reasoning together and working things out. I would also like to say that most of these wars are based on feudalism. These are just fights. We hear in the Bible how men want respect. Okay, feudalism is when two men just don't get along. So once they feel like they don't get along and there's no respect, this is the basis of war. Wars, they say it's based on blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, anything. These wars have been over women, children, sex, and feudalism. I would say that the powers that be should not allow him to do anything without in regards to due process rights. Like, he should not be able to pass any bills unless it passes through Congress first. This is no longer about Democrat and Republican. This is about democracy versus tyranny. I believe that the president is a tyrant. He's becoming like Hitler. And if we don't stop him, he's going to destroy not only America, but the world. Okay. Now, I am not against the president like most people are. Okay. In the same vein, I told him if he is evil against the people, I will not help him. But if he turns around and becomes good, I would help him. Okay. I don't think he's inherently evil, but I do think something's wrong with his mind. And I think psychiatrists and psychologists need to give him a psychological evaluation to find out what's going on up here, because we don't need a crazy person driving and making decisions for the country. Okay. Now, again, he's not acting anything like he acted in 2016 when he was first elected. I didn't know he was a billionaire then. I thought he was just a common working man, blue collar, white collar worker. And I thought it was one of us working people that got in. I didn't know anything really about him. I'd heard about him for years, subliminally, subconsciously, but didn't know anything about him. But I think that they need to find out what's going on in his brain and get his brain fixed first. In other words, if he is on drugs, get him off of the drugs. If he is mentally ill or whatever, if he's insane, then they need to do something, give him, whatever they do, give him medication, whatever they do to turn that situation around first before they allow him to make any more decisions. He's like a black lab, a dog that you have in the house. I had to get rid of a black lab because it destroys everything in its wake. And that is what he's trying to do. He's on a rampage and he's going to try to destroy everything in his wake. And I know how it feels to be that way because they took away my children and I was on a rampage mentally. I felt some of the same emotions that he's feeling. And if you don't stop him and do it quickly, it's going to be too late. He is going to destroy America and the world before anything can be done. I would like you to look at what Jim Jones did in Guyana when he had everybody drinking suicide poison. This is the kind of thing that he is doing. He is becoming a tyrant. He is becoming a dictator like Hitler. And he doesn't have real power. The only power he has is the power that the judges, the police, and the military give him. And I would ask you right now to stop giving him that power until he proves himself worthy of what he's doing. And his assistant, I think, needs to be taken out of his office, the Musk guy, unless he proves that that is a part of his cabinet, just like his children were a part of his cabinet. You don't give a person blind trust. Trust is earned. He has to earn the trust of the American people. And right now he's forfeiting that trust and he's going against that trust every day. I would have the people, I am proud of the protesters. Right now, this is not about Democrat. This is not about Republican. This is about a tyrant, a dictator trying to take over our democracy and the people standing up and fighting against that. And they have every right to fight against it. And Abraham Lincoln said in the Constitution, and I quote, that if the aims and the means of such people go against the Constitution and the will of the good of the people, they have a right to destroy and demolish such government and throw off such government. We don't want to lose our Constitution. We don't want to lose our Bill of Rights. We don't want to lose our rights and our freedoms. And I am standing up to help you fight against this. Now, if he amends his ways and if he comes back into cohesion with being a decent person, and he turns his mind back around to helping and being a productive citizen of society, then we can support him. If not, we shan't. Okay? And this is not about Republican and Democrat. This is about a dictator, a tyrant. This is about tyranny, trying to take over the United States of America and to destroy our democracy as we know it. The health care cuts should not be cut. They should be reestablished immediately. And he should not be able to get these cuts for these tax cuts for the billionaires. Everything that this president does should pass Congress, and the United States of America should stop allowing him to pass these things quickly and easily and freely. Before they take any other steps, let him have a psychological evaluation to find out if his mind is okay. And if it's not, they need to stop him immediately. The judges need to follow due process laws, and if he's breaking the law, he should go to jail like anybody else. I am not inherently against this man. I am against tyranny. I am against oppression. I am against abuse. As I told him, I am God's child. I am a child of righteousness, even though I am Wiccan. And I don't believe in this stuff. I don't believe in somebody just coming through, just trying to destroy everything in their path, in their way, which is what he's doing. Now, there's a lot of Republicans like me. I'm a Republican. I supported him. I supported him for 8 years, but I didn't know what he was going to do. Democrats, don't throw this in our face. We did not know what he was going to do. Republicans didn't. Some Republicans like me were innocent to this. We didn't know his plans. We didn't know what he was going to do when he did this. And so I would say to Republicans that are upset that they voted for him, I feel the same way. I'm upset that I voted for him. This is not, at this moment in history, this is not about Democrat and Republican. This is about all people, all Americans, and all people in the world that are against this man creating tyranny, becoming a dictator like Hitler, and destroying our beautiful form of government as we have known it in the White House. We don't want a dictatorship. We don't want an oligarchy. And I think Bernie Sanders, he's an excellent man for helping turn this around, and the protesters. I asked for the police and the military to please go on the side of women, children, and the people. This man has had 2 months to make amends and to stop his destructive killing tactics. Systematic killing, systematic racism, systematic tyranny, and he has not done so. I ask for the American government to stand up under righteousness and under God, under the God that is just, loving, and moral, because it is in that loving God that we trust. Thank you so much. I am Laura Elizabeth Hazel May Witherspoon. Please do what is right, not only for the sake of me and my family and our families and the world and the country, but for the sake of women and children everywhere. Do not allow him to start bombing and killing Arabs and Arab children, which is his next tactic of destruction that he wants to do, because God is not crazy, okay? God doesn't need his help, in just destroying and solving things. Israel will always be protected. That is God's job to do. But they went over there and they were killing women and children, Arab women and children. And Israel does not have a right to stand up against and do whatever they want. Even God did not believe in Israel and did at different intervals through the Bible, and didn't support Israelites for 40 years, and they wandered in the wilderness. When wrong is wrong and right is right, and when you're wrong, you're wrong. Going over there and bombing women, Arab women and children is wrong, and when they are wrong, they need to be punished. Israel is just an example of God's love. God loves everybody. In the Bible, it says there is neither circumcision nor uncircumcision. There is neither Jew nor Gentile. That means that God loves all of us, and we all have to stand before God. Israel is simply an example of God's love. He doesn't love Israel more than he loves the rest of the world. Okay? So at any rate, I ask you people to do what is right, do what is correct. Even God is not crazy. So God knows it is not right to go over there and bomb innocent women and children. Okay. I have read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, so I am very well versed on the Bible. This is not in alignment with the teachings of Jesus, which is morality, peace, and love. It says in John 3:16, and my grandma taught me this when I was a little girl, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever, that means anybody, that believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And he again says, it is not my will that anyone should perish. These are the true teachings of God. So if you are on Trump's side and you are praying for Trump, you need to admonish him to stop the evil and stop it now with his and with this snake-like behavior through America and through the world, with this black lab behavior of going in and tearing up a house when we're at work, tearing up the walls, tearing up the chairs, tearing up everything. I admonish you this, and because I am on the side of peace, I am a universalist. I believe in everybody in the world, and I ask for peace in the Middle East between the Jews and the Gentiles. I believe in peace between the world, between Jacob and Esau, as the man upstairs intended. And he uses us, people, as stakes, as pawns, as stake lakes to hold his righteousness in place, the righteous people. When Jacob said, and when others in the Bible said, and prophet says, can't the God of the whole world, earth, do right? I'm asking you guys to do right and to support right today, and also make God do right too. This is Laura Elizabeth Hazel May Witherspoon signing off for peace and love. See you. And so amen. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. May peace, love, and goodwill preside in the earth, and let everybody stand up and protest against injustice and tyranny, because that was what people from the Mayflower, when they came to the United States, when Christopher sailed the ocean blue in 1492, he came here against the tyranny of the kings and the queens and wanted to establish the new world for the people, of the people, by the people. And that is what America is today. And they were against this kind of autocratic control, which is what the president is trying to do today, is reinstate the very thing that we left England and Europe for, to establish a new world in the Americans against the autocracy, the aristocracy of the kings and the queens and the authoritarian dictator style form of government. Keep our democracy at works. Keep our democracy at works. Keep our democracy at works. If he breaks the law, put him in jail. Do not make everything that the president wants to do past Congress first. Congress is a filter to protect our American rights and our democracy. And you protesters, I'm proud of you, not because you're Democrats, because you're standing up for your rights and your freedoms and our rights and our freedoms. Okay. And even though I'm a Republican, we're all in this together at this moment, okay? It's not a matter right now of Republican and Democrat. It's a matter of people standing up against tyrants, against authoritarian regimes to protect our freedoms, our rights, peace, love, safety, and our democracy. Thank you. I am Laura Elizabeth Hazel May Witherspoon. I didn't want to do this, but I felt somebody just had to. And if like he said, if nobody else would, I had to. Like they said, who shall it be? Send me. Thank you. Have a good day. This is Laura. Bye. See ya.